time there is some level, and I know no one's ever obligated to it, but with that in mind, yeah, Rivers, James, however you know him, has done a ton locally as far as competing, organizing all these things, and yeah, now he's finally got stable internet again. So now we're starting to see him in Wi-Fi brackets. And
straight out of Florida.
Yep.
I want to move over to LudwigFrog for a second, though. Pretty good online Greninja for what I've seen. He's part of Holy Knights, which is a pretty notable Wi-Fi crew. That was the best Wi-Fi crew up until pretty recently. So I won't be surprised to see him do some cool stuff here. That being said, it is James. You know, James has a lot of Tri-State experience, and there are quite a bit of frogs in Tri-State as well.
James has had some issues, I think, playing Venya's Greninja in the past. I mean, I know Venya's Greninja's not, he's
kind of an anomaly, honestly.
He is, because like he's like that, literally that. I'm gonna say peak level Greninja. I mean, Venya has this character down, like just does all kinds of crazy stuff. But with that in mind, you know, I don't know if James really struggles with the frog, but you are right. He has definitely played against it.
And we're seeing a little bit of that right now. Just double up smash, head of shield, great suck and hitbox right there for it. Ooh, yeah. Ludwig though getting a little bit of stuff started off right now. Like my man's poking with the nair. He knows how to play safely around Diddy's shield, which I think is really important. Dealing with Diddy out of shield and also with Diddy banana in hand. Those are like, you need to learn how to deal with those two things before you can even start to approach Diddy Kong as a matchup, I'd say.
Yeah, the funny thing is as popular as this character was in Smash 4 and had a slow start in this game in terms of people really accepting whether the character is good or not, I do think people are still sort of figuring out how to fight Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
He has such a wide array of things he could do with his moveset.
His kit really rewards the player with like good punish game, I'd say, because it's not as, I'd say, easily served up a lot of the time. Like you have to know your routes properly or just find your way to get your little pop-up hits so you can extend your combos. And I think James is just such a creative player. I feel like he can really work his way out of a lot of situations, and his punish game is some of the most creative I've seen.
Wow. That delayed recovery is...
Wow,
okay, yeah, man. Rebounding on this game one is LudwigFrog, who was actually down by a fair decent amount, losing his first stock kind of early on. Now has a little bit of a lead. Is basically a back air or any variety of things away from dying, but still, yeah, that's definitely gonna do it. But yeah, still had himself a little lead and continues to. So we'll see what happens moving on here. This is that part of the bracket where things do get a little bit hairy. This is top 32, so winner of this will be heading the top 16.
Oh wow, okay. So a good thing about Greninja, I could say, is that his speed is great. Like he can really navigate the real estate of Battlefield pretty quickly. Plus, like Shuriken is such a good projectile, given that it can be charged and thrown out instantly. Like you don't really have to. You're not forced to approach Diddy Kong a majority of the time. Like this character is one of the characters that can keep up with Diddy Kong's speed and just kind of whittle away at the opponent. Ooh!
Oh my god,
that's so scary.
That was close. Yeah, LudwigFrog has really gotten a good handle on this sub, all things considered.
That'll be it. Yeah,
that's definitely gonna be it. So
you have to watch out for that counter. It's
sneaky.
I'd argue it's maybe the best counter in the game, to be honest. Just because you can literally pick what direction you want to punish from a lot of the time and force the opponent to die. Like, it's also just so powerful. Like James is at what? James is at 109%.
Yeah,
for that?
109, and he was super.
That's
dead.
from the bottom.
He was super
bottom
dead
of the
too.
stage.
There was no surviving that at all. So yeah, well played by LudwigFrog, who, definitely was down, but not out. So we'll see what James does. James is like definitely in the clutch sort of player, and you know that's the thing when you have so much experience in brackets. Like you just like I don't think you get discouraged as easily, or I would imagine you probably don't. So ending up in these positions where you're down early in a set. But this could very easily, you know, go the other way. LudwigFrog has placed pretty well in these brackets before. I think he's been in top 8 a few times. So
he's pretty good.
Like, it's not like we're talking about like random Greninja here.
Yeah.
My man's definitely knows how to play. And here we go, heading over to the town and city.
So this stage, I feel like just Greninja does really, really well at FD. But Diddy, I know James also just loves town as a player. Just both with Chrom and Diddy. I feel like he's really a big fan of this stage.
I think you're right, yeah. I think he's always sort of been comfortable on this stage.
I think what I'd like to see James do is just slow the pacing of the game down a little bit, like start to play on the defensive a lot more. And we're already seeing that. My man is just picking up banana, playing at a shield, more of a basic Diddy. Like, the good thing about James is that he is able to switch up his play style kind of at the drop of a hat. Like, he can really do. He is a man who can do both.
Yeah, he is.
For lack of a better terminology.
I mean, this is you know what it is. James is legitimately just like a smart person and a smart player. So I think he really. Oh my God,
Jesus Christ!
What a bully, dude. So anyways, so you'll just see
he's starting
him.
to feel himself, dude.
He starts. You know what it is, dude. He literally starts to pick up on your habits. He knows what's going on. Like he knows the game super well. So, you know. Despite losing a game 1, if he notices you're doing something and he's able to sort of exploit that immediately out of the gate from game 2, like you're going to see this happen where he's basically on the verge of going on a 2-stock lead. And depending what happens here, it does make it back though.
This is definitely the good player factor, I think, coming out. Oh my God!
You see what he was going for, dude. Like
you can, the thing
covers
with those
himself
barrels
in the back with the banana too.
You can apparently only control the barrels, I think, from one direction. So you can actually control what direction they go in once they get knocked off you, I believe, is what some local Diddy players that I know told me. So like everything James is doing, as wacky and crazy as it is like super calculated.
Yeah, it's true. Like this character, it does looks just like a crazy monkey. You're seeing all bananas, peanuts, barrels.
That dare conversion is insane that he's been doing.
Yeah, here it comes. I feel like whenever you see the barrels coming out like that with James, like the thing is, it's like dual purposed, right? Because it'll get you a kill, and sometimes it's literally just a smart option.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those things where you just like get. Wow, that was a weird hit.
That was a weird hit. I don't. It was like his elbow.
Dude, he went up. What? I don't think I've ever seen that. But anyways, he'll start pulling that stuff out because getting hit by some things like that is just like sort of tilting, and that's like sort of in James's like playbook is essentially.
Oh yeah,
he will bully you. Look at that.
Yeah, he will bully you. I've seen both of his combo videos for both Smash 4 and Ultimate, and I can confirm that James is a bully. James will do like the dumbest options that you wouldn't even think to be conceivable.
Dude, you're talking about a guy whose his highlight reels online are called super gay. Like he's gonna BM when he can, and like you might be pissed, but then like you're kind of like, all right, it was James. Eventually, like when you get to know James,
it's also just like it is really his creativity. I feel like coming to fruition. Like you can let that upset you, but you just have to be aware that these are legitimate options that are at Diddy Kong's disposal. Like any Diddy player could do barrels out of shield. It's just not a traditional thing because most Diddies will do like up smash or something else to like get some other semblance of stage control. But James is like, well, I can get barrels for the first hit and even confirm that into potentially a second hit depending on the percent. And also, you never know what those barrels are going to do as well. So like,
true.
You can get tilted, or you can be aware, like, okay, this is an option I have to respect. As irritating as it is, I can't let that get to my mental. And I have to just calm down and be like, all right, if I attack his shield, he's going to barrel out of it. It's just another card up James's sleeve that you have to be aware of.
Yeah, and he knows exactly when to play it, so that is totally true. But LudwigFrog, wow, off to a fantastic start here. That could have actually went really bad for James. Or Rivers, I should say. So here we go, in a much better position than the last game. This is Game 3, so this is for all the marbles to move on, or at least all of the winners' marbles. So we'll see what happens here, but things kind of shaping up to look like a pretty solid, maybe albeit stressful Game 3.
This song throws me off so much because it's like another one of those like this is not really like I can understand the Roost kind of as like a battle theme, and even the root. The really calm root music in this game, but this song is just like so upbeat and happy. It's just like not a battle theme to me. It's so weird.
Dude, this game like really nails it with the music, but then sometimes you just hear stuff like this and it's like it's confusing, to say the least. Oh, okay. A lot of aerials being thrown out. Ludwig's probably going to want to be careful of that because it looks like James is kind of just waiting.
Watch out for the banana, my man.
Yeah, he was expecting a roll in there.
That being said, I think he's doing a lot better of a job, like not getting overwhelmed by James, like using the additional space that PS2 provides to move around a bit. Greninja does have moves that can be safe on Diddy's shield. It's just all about hitting them well. We're seeing a pretty even slobber knocker right here, I'd say, for game 3 so far.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone pulls away. Sometimes that happens, but right now, yeah, things looking pretty even. I do think you're right. I think at this point for James, sort of just slowing down the pace of the match is kind of pivotal because you're seeing LudwigFrog. He's coming out swinging. He's pressing a lot of things. He's throwing out a lot of aerials, and I sort of think it's kind of like when you're on the playground and they're swinging the jump rope. You're just kind of waiting for your time to just jump in and start hopping. Like I feel like that's what's happening with James.
Ooh, that was good. I like how I like the banana play as well from Ludwig. Like he's not getting thrown off too hard. Like I feel like a lot of players just don't know how to deal with banana as a projectile. But my man is staying grounded. He's not really like going too crazy, and he's also trying to hold down as much space as possible. Like just threatening a ton of options. That being said, James's punish game is like insane.
I don't know
so you
why
have to really watch out.
I don't know why seeing this down air get landed in general, especially like when it's in the middle of neutral, it always seems like brutal. The sound
like,
it makes, like the direction you go. But yeah, you'll see that a lot out of Diddy actually at this point. But banana it's a unique projectile because there's really two components of it. There's like the thing that hits you, and then there's you falling over.
Yeah, exactly. And it does well for both aspects. Like a lot of Diddies can get something out of hit stun after they throw it, and if they get a trip, oh boy, they're eating good tonight.
Ooh, yeah, solid solid use of that banana there, and yeah,
that
wow,
was so tragic right there,
dude. I think I saw Rivers lip in his chaps as soon as Ludwig hopped off stage.
Yeah, dude.
Diddy has that kind of thing. You really got to respect him off stage, man.
Oh no, I don't think you can counter banana, can you?
I feel like you
I don't think you can counter a trip hitbox. It's so weird.
Oh, you mean if it's on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, you're probably right.
Oh, isn't banana also like, isn't it like transcendent or something like that? I don't know if that applies at all in this situation, but I know that's like a special property for some moves or items in this game that helps a lot. It's like it means like it goes through everything. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got no clue.
Dude, me neither.
There's so much like little itty bitty baby knowledge in this game. Ooh, that was great.
Wow.
Great conversion. Not going to kill, surprisingly. I'm very, very surprised.
He was going to clean it up with the up air. Really needed that because things are starting to look a little bit bleak for Ludwig. But, things, especially, anything can really happen at any moment in this game especially. So we'll see what happens. But James looking kind of in a bit of a commanding lead here. So we'll see if he's able to close it out. And this might be what
thing is, if Ludwig forces James to like have to go to barrels one time off stage, Greninja can chase pretty handedly off stage. If he can catch like a monkey flip or something weird off of James, like it'll look a lot better. He just needs to win this interaction without getting killed.
Yeah, and this might. Yeah, that does not confirm the way it used to. That might be it. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Monkey flip tough.
Dude, yeah, you got that right.
It was tough.
So that was you know what, I gotta hand it to Ludwig, man.
Yeah,
that was honestly really well played. I was not convinced that he was gonna lose that set at all. A lot of times you see people play against players like James or like Rivers or anyone, and you're just like, this is like you almost think about it. Yeah, like you think like it's just gonna. Yeah, this is going to be over quick. It's earlier in bracket, but like Ludwig played that tough, man.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good plays.
Especially after that game 2 as well. Just like James kind of steamrolled Ludwig that game 2, but like Ludwig kept it really close this game. Like didn't let the stock differential get too big. He was playing around. Like look at that right there. That was insane banana play right there. So unfortunate. He put out the back air a little too early, and that was kind of a hard spot to nick. I'm surprised that this up throw didn't kill here.
Yeah,
considering the rage.
He did get it, but when I first saw that not kill, I was like, man, how like your stomach kind of sinks in that position, especially when you lie down like that. Like you're just, dude, of course that didn't kill. But
just a few crucial interactions not going Ludwig's way. That said, but really, I gotta hand it to him. Like that is not a loss you should feel bad about.
No,
like I know losing just sucks. It's like the worst feeling ever.
Yeah,
as a competitor, but it
was GG's though, man.
GG's James, literally.
Yeah, that was literally.
Those are some good games.
Get your Gonzas in the chat. So, anyways, so we're still gonna be on these top 16 qualifiers. We got Webb coming up next with Aang. Do you know who Aang is? I feel like I've seen it before, but I don't know.
So he's one of the lesser talked about Toon Links in the Wi-Fi scene, but I've definitely seen his name. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's still like pretty solid. I'm looking at his Smash data right now. A lot of top 8 placements coming out for him. So he is definitely a very strong name in contention for like one of the best Toon Links right now out there on Wi-Fi. He's got a lot of good wins under his belt from what I've read.
That's kind of
well.
I like to hear that. I like to hear because that seems to happen a lot where you'll see these like best of their character, especially in Wi-Fi, sort of appear in DNA, and I always really appreciate that because even last week, we got to see